Are you tired of dealing with nested completion blocks in your Swift code? It can be a real headache, especially when you're trying to manage multiple network requests. If this sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to explore how to simplify your code and avoid those frustrating nested blocks. I totally get it. Nested completion blocks can make your code look messy and hard to read. Many developers have faced this challenge, and it can feel overwhelming. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user asked, how can I prevent nested completion blocks in Swift 3? They shared their code, which involves multiple network requests that rely on each other. Sound familiar? If you're facing similar issues, stick around as we find a solution together. So, what's the problem with nested completion blocks? They can lead to what's known as callback hell, making your code difficult to maintain and debug. Understanding this will help us find a better approach to handle asynchronous tasks in Swift. And don't go anywhere. I have a fantastic solution at the end that will not only clean up your code, but also improve its performance. You won't want to miss it. To prevent nested completion blocks in Swift, the user can utilize a technique called flat map. This allows for a more streamlined approach to handling multiple asynchronous calls. First, the user should modify the fetch nearby users function to return a promise instead of using completion handlers. This will help in chaining the asynchronous calls. Next, the user can use the promise to fetch all users' chat rooms and validate new users in a more linear fashion. This reduces the complexity of nested blocks. Finally, the user should handle the final result in a single completion block, making the code cleaner and easier to read. Fun fact, did you know that the term callback hell was coined to describe the challenges of managing nested callbacks? It's a real issue in programming, but luckily we have solutions. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by another user involves using Boolean flags to track the completion of asynchronous tasks. They recommend creating a function that manages two asynchronous operations and checks if both are complete before proceeding. Here's the pro tip I promised. Embrace modern Swift features like async and await. This will not only simplify your code, but also make it more efficient and easier to understand. And there you have it. By using promises, combine, or async and await, you can avoid those messy nested completion blocks. Remember, clean code is happy code. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks on coding in Swift.